Why is the rubber band not working? Hold on. I have it on this time. Why is it not working? Oh, because it's not over the buttons. That's why. Hold on. So this is going to be the last one of these I do for a while. So today I had that consultation with the dentist. It cost $100, which in my opinion is absolute bullshit, because ain't nothing done. I just sat down. They asked me to, well, I had to fill out a form. And then they asked me, is it causing any discomfort? No? Great. Well, this is how much it's going to cost you today, and we're going to book you for this day. That's pretty much it. They didn't take x-rays, because we already had them. I took x-rays like a week ago, so there was no need to take x-rays. And just me going in, sitting down, answering like 2 questions, I was charged $100. Which was absolute bullshit. You know, they didn't even check my mouth. They didn't even talk to me all that much. Barely anything happened and bam, $100 gone. The sad part is, it was mandatory too. But whatever. $100 down the drain. At least the insurance covered most of it. Most. I did have to pay like $20 out of pocket, which, fine. If you ask me, what I did today didn't even warrant $20. But whatever. So originally, we had me scheduled to get my wisdom teeth removed on January 6th. Now, I know that date means something else now, but all jokes aside, originally, I was scheduled to have my wisdom teeth removed on the 6th of January. So, they asked me if that works, and I told them... Oops. They asked me if that works, and I told them, maybe. We'll book it for now. Maybe it works, because I have classes in January, albeit online classes, and I don't know my schedule yet. So, book it for now, and once I get my timetable, once I get my schedule, I'll reach back out. The lady said, okay, we are pretty booked on, well, we are pretty packed in December. So, if someone cancels, we'll let you know. And then later in the day, I got a call saying, hey, we got an open spot tomorrow. Would you like it? And so, I'm getting my wisdom teeth removed tomorrow. Man, this is some bullshit. Had I gotten all 4 teeth removed 6 years ago like I wanted to, instead of just getting 2 teeth removed, I wouldn't have to deal with this fuck shit anymore. I knew back then, removing only 2, that one day I would need to remove the other 2. One day I would need to do this whole process again. And that time has come. I'm getting my other 2 wisdom teeth removed tomorrow. Man, I'm more disappointed about the fact I gotta do this again. More than anything, not even the cost. I'll pay the damn money. Which is also somewhat bullshit as well, because it costs like $400 to remove each tooth. The insurance covers like, I don't know, $300-ish per tooth. So out of the $800 it's gonna cost, it already covers like $600 around. But you know what? I'll pay the damn money. I'm just disappointed I gotta do this goddamn bullshit again. I could have been done with this 6 years ago had I done it already. And, you know, I was told that the procedure itself actually takes like 5 to 10 minutes per tooth. Like the doctor, the surgeon, it takes him like 5 to 10 minutes to remove each tooth. So I'm doing the whole song and dance, being put to sleep, for the operation to only take like 20 minutes. God damn it. Fuck my life. Well, you don't need to go to sleep. If it's a quick procedure, you could just be awake. I already said before, I ain't being awake for this thing. Last thing I need is for the teeth to shatter again while I'm still awake. I ain't doing that. Hell no. I'll be put to sleep, thank you very much. So because I abruptly am getting my wisdom teeth removed tomorrow night, today I just ate a bunch of food that I wanted to, ate a bunch of good food before I'm no longer able to eat solid food for the next little while. So for lunch I had fried chicken. For dinner I cooked up a feast. We actually made a lot of food tonight because we unexpectedly had 2 guests. We thought we would only have 1, but then my brother-in-law came over for dinner, so 2. A family friend of ours came over for dinner because my parents had some stuff to discuss with him. And unexpectedly, last minute, my brother-in-law came over for dinner too, so 2 guests. And man, we cooked up a feast. We made pasta, we made bolognese pasta, we made chicken wings. I cooked up a steak, which I intended to eat myself, but then it would have been rude as hell for me to dig in on a steak while everyone else doesn't have one. And because I didn't know there would be so many guests out of nowhere, well, I didn't have time to prepare more than 1. So I just chopped up my steak, cut it up into, just sliced it up and served it to everyone. But that's besides the point. So we made pasta, chicken wings, steak. I made the Chinese egg oyster cake thing. So yeah, a goddamn feast tonight, and washed it all down with bubble tea. Just enjoying all I can before I cannot anymore. That's also why I started a little bit late tonight. I started a half hour late because I also had to do the dishes. So regarding the centipede from last time, I did not find it. However, I know I wasn't hallucinating it because I found another one in here, a much smaller one. But that big-ass house centipede is gone, and I don't know where it is. It's gone. So yeah, that's why tonight is gonna be the last one of these for a while. When I get my wisdom teeth removed, I'll be bedridden for a couple days. And I won't be able to speak. I could technically still shiny hunt, but just without speaking. But what's the fun in that? Why would I do that, right? Yay, prolong the shiny hunts even longer. So, yeah. The next couple of weeks are gonna suck. I'm gonna be eating strictly congee for the next little while. Man, the first time I got my wisdom teeth removed and eating nothing but congee at that time is what caused me to not like congee as much anymore. I'll still eat it, but I'll never go out of my way to get it. Fuck! Why I gotta do this again? I tell you what, folks, I don't want to do this. Hell no, I certainly don't want to do this, but I have to. Because one tooth is already falling apart with the cavity. I'm already spitting out chunks of the tooth. So that tooth has to go. And then according to the x-ray, the other one is starting to have a cavity form. So these wisdom teeth gotta go. So, I don't want to do these. I have to do this. Ugh! I just couldn't get it all done 6 years ago. Now I have to do it again. You know, my dad was even thinking like, son, if only one of the tooth has a problem, if only one of the teeth has the problem, then you don't need to remove the other. Because money. If it's not necessary, then don't remove it. I'm just like, I ain't doing this a third time. I already knew the first time I did this that I would need to do this again one day. And the time has come. I'm not extracting one right now. Just for me to, maybe another 6 years down the line, do it again? I don't know, it's almost a sigh of relief hearing that the other one has a cavity forming. Because that's actually a reason to remove it at the same time. I don't fucking want to do this, man. God damn it. Anyways, tomorrow, my operation is at like 12:30 in the afternoon. And then it's gonna be a sucky couple of weeks. Because I think the first time I did this, it took like a month for me to fully recover. Fuck! That also means no Pokemon Go for me for a while. And it really sucks too. I am on the verge of of achieving level 72. I have been putting off doing routes 7 days in a row. I've been putting them off for such a long time because I don't want to do routes. They suck. But I finally started to suck it up, pause, and just get it done. Today would have been my 5th day in a row doing a route. However, I didn't do it because what's the point? Tomorrow, I'm getting my teeth removed. I won't be able to go out and do a route anyways, so damn, all that progress gone. Doing routes 4 days in a row, gone. And when I finally do get back on my feet, I gotta start all over. Delaying me from reaching level 72 even more. But aside from that, well, at least I'm not really missing anything big this month. Nothing big is happening in Pokemon Go this month besides December Community Day, where it's a culmination of every Community Day in the year. Which does suck, because this year we had Pokemon like Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Flabebe. Would have been nice to grind some more candies. Oh yeah, speaking of community days, it was Pikipek Community Day the other day, and I think I got like... You know what? I should have counted. I counted, but then I forgot. I don't remember how many Pikipek I got. Fuck my life. Why do I have to do this fucking shit again? I don't want to do this again. I wish I just did all 4 at once 6 years ago. I don't have to deal with this again. Waste my goddamn time, waste my money, waste my strength. Man, so many of my plans are ruined now. The Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie comes out in days. Days! The Legend ZA DLC comes out in a week. Who knows if I'll recover fast enough to actually play that here. But, whatever. It is what it is. Life frickin' sucks. So before we waste any more time, today we have 4 shows to talk about. We have the newest episode of Welcome to Derry. We have another episode of Chainsaw Man, The Sandman, and also the episode of Dead Boy Detectives that I failed to talk about last time because of that centipede. I decided not to watch another episode of Dead Boy Detectives and basically talk about 2 episodes today. Just because I forgot we have an episode of Welcome to Derry as well. So I don't think that would have been a good idea to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things at once, even though I did before. I'm also not going to sleep anytime soon tonight. I'm still drinking that bubble tea, by the way. I'm still getting caffeine in my system. But it's fine. Tomorrow I will be forced to sleep regardless. Even if it is for like, I don't know, an hour. Well, I learned my mistake from last time I did this. To fast before doing the procedure. Now, nothing bad happened. All I did was I drank a cup of water once I woke up. You know, before the operation. Nothing bad happened, but I did learn my lesson from that. This time, I wake up, no food or water is going to enter my system. Even if it is past noon for me to do it. And, you know, that's already lunchtime, let alone breakfast. But you know what? I'm not going to risk anything. Not like anything happened last time, but I'm not going to risk anything this time. Oh yeah, I also did get a haircut today. Now, I'm not clean shaven like I kind of was planning to be. That's because my dad cut my hair, and yeah, he wasn't going to allow that. Regardless of if I was just going to stay home the next days to weeks, where no one can see my bald cranium. It's like, who cares? But whatever. So while I'm gonna be bedridden, it'll give me an opportunity to catch up on a bunch of shows that I'm behind on. I'll also be, of course, shiny hunting and gaming. You know, it's kind of funny, because the day after this goes up, there's going to be a video of me talking about me going to the consultation and not knowing when the dentist, like the procedure, will be booked. Yeah, the timeline's all messed up. Okay, let's begin with It, Welcome to Derry. Episode 6. We open up with a flashback to Juniper Hill Asylum. It's a flashback to, I forget the exact year. I think it's sometime in the 60s. Or was it? I don't know. It was in black and white. It was a flashback back. I think like 27 years, perhaps. Because if it really was 27 years, my god, Mrs. Kirsch aged very gracefully. You just want me to get to Chainsaw Man, don't you? Anyway, so yeah, we flash back to, I think, 27 years prior in Juniper Hill Asylum, where this little girl named Mabel is actually claiming that she sees the clown. So Mrs. Kirsch, I think her first name was like Ingrid. Well, she takes her down to like the boiler room, dumbass, to actually see if the clown's really there. And yeah, Pennywise is. Everything's in black and white except for the red balloon. And also Pennywise's yellow glowing eyes. But we'll continue with the flashback later, because now we jump back to present day, where Leroy is scolding his son, Will, because he was in the sewers. Could have gotten him killed. It did get his best friend Polly killed. So, you know, Hanlon is scolding his son. And now that everyone's aware of Pennywise, or at least some sort of shape-shifting creature, Hanlon knows that as long as they're outside the bounds of the town of Derry, the creature can't get to them. So Hanlon forbids his son from hanging with his friends who are trying to stop this thing. But Will refuses. You know, he says no to his father, the disobedient little shit. So he talks back to his father. He brings up the fact that I won't let my friends get killed like you did. Oof, too soon. Too soon. So his father smacks him across the face. Was it a bit deserved? Maybe. He was stepping out of line, but did maybe Hanlon go a little too far? Maybe. A little bit. So now that drives a wedge even further in his family. We see at the little hangout that Lily is holding the shard of the pillars that Daniel dropped last time. And she's showing it to everyone, explaining, hey, the clown was scared of this thing. Maybe we can use this to hurt it. Maybe if we all go back down to the sewers, we can use this thing to kill it. Everyone wants to look at the shard, naturally. But Lily is just like, no, I will hold it. And she just keeps it close to her, as if she's afraid one of her friends is going to snatch it and run. Which, I guess you can kind of understand, because Lily has been through a lot. If this shard really does scare off the creature that has been tormenting you for the past little while, then yeah, it seems like you would want to keep that pretty close to you. We actually don't even see what happened to Daniel this episode. He was just being shot at in the sewers the last episode, and we don't even know what happened to him. So, Lily and Ronnie, they get into an argument. And then they pretty much split off for the rest of the episode. We see Halloran return to base, but, yeah. He returns to base where Leroy asks him, like, what happened to him. So Halloran pretty much explains his shining powers, how his grandmother had a bit of it, how he was told to box up all of his negative emotions. So we didn't see the aftermath of the box from the last episode. I wonder if that's going to come into play at all. There's also wanted posters being put up for Henry Grogan, which I don't remember if I mentioned this in the last episode. I feel like I did, but I'm not too sure. Hank, he showed up in the back of Mrs. Kirsch's car, and hey, she's the white woman that he was with. And she opts to try to help him. So, not Leroy. Why'd I say Leroy? Halloran, he goes back to that little, like, abandoned military base where the soldiers are making themselves a little bit of a pub, a nice little hangout spot. He goes in, he looks like he's seeing things, but no one else sees anything. Before he can have a drink, the other soldiers tell him, hey, there's something we gotta tell you. And then opens up a secret little contraption. A secret little space where they're hiding Hank. Because, you know, they're gonna help him out. Back at school, during class, Lily sees her pickled father inside of her desk, so she screams, She's still grasping the shard even during class, too. I'm surprised the teacher didn't say anything about that. All she said was, towards Lily screaming at her desk. So then Lily just walks out because she's had enough of this shit. And then she goes to Mrs. Kirsch's house. More on that later. So Rich and Marge are in their little hideout. And Rich helps Marge change her eye bandage. Man, this kid has more riz than I do. He licks his fingers to help Marge remove her bandages, and I'm just like, that's not sanitary, brother. But it does seem like Rich and Marge are growing closer together. Good for him. Seeing a brother actually win in life and getting the girl he has a crush on. We see them eating during lunch, and Marge even tells the bratty bitches off. The penny girls, whatever they're called, not Pennywise. There actually was no Pennywise in this episode. Not in present day, at least. Because the only Pennywise scenes that we saw were in flashbacks. So Leroy talks to Charlotte, who is packing up her stuff. She's getting ready to leave. And that's because she's fed up with her husband. He strikes their boy. He out, even though unwillingly, put them into a cage with a monster, as she claims. But come on, he didn't know that. And she's just fed up with him being a soldier, putting duty over family, especially with what happened between him and his son that morning. Oh yeah, Ronnie and Will, after Ronnie's fight with Lily, they walk off, and it seems like Will is indeed getting closer to her. Damn, these kids got more riz than I do. But before they actually get close enough together, Will's mother, Charlotte, shows up and takes them both away. She takes both of them to the club where Hank is being kept. So Hank is finally reunited with Ronnie. Well, they also tell their other friends, except Lily, because she's off doing her own thing. Speaking of Lily, she goes and tries to visit Mrs. Kirsch, but no one answers the door. Door is open though, so Lily just lets herself in. Lily walks in, goes all the way to the attic, finds pictures. Nice pictures at first, but then starts seeing pictures of someone who kind of resembles the clown. And then also sees clown pictures everywhere, clown makeup, a clown wig. Mrs. Kirsch reveals that yes, she's been following her. She knows. She's actually kind of happy that Lily saw the clown. It turns out that all the clown sightings we saw before Pennywise himself showed up, the picture of the clown in the cemetery, the clown silhouette outside of Will's house, that was Mrs. Kirsch dressed up as a clown. Why? Because she revealed her father played a character called Pennywise the Clown, and she was fascinated by it. So, out of love for the sport, she dresses up as a clown. We also see the continuation of the flashback, where Pennywise actually approaches both Kirsch and Mabel, offering the balloon, but then starts attacking them, starts chasing them. Kirsch and Mabel get separated by a door to where Pennywise brutally kills Mabel, tears the girl apart, to where the only thing we see with color is the blood coming through the bottom of the door. What I miss? Nothing. You didn't miss the Chainsaw Man part yet. So then up comes not Pennywise, but Bill Skarsgård, you know, playing this girl's father. Being like, it's me, it's dear old dad, just let me through, open the door for me and I'll explain everything. And she actually does. She actually opens the door for who she believes is her father, but Pennywise doesn't kill her. Instead, it kind of seems like Pennywise is now using her as like an agent of chaos, kind of like he did with Henry Bowers, or what he will do with Henry Bowers. You gotta remember, Pennywise the clown was a real-life person. There was an actual human being playing the character Pennywise the clown, and then it took that form, became an actual clown, calling himself Pennywise. So it seems like it took inspiration from Kirsch's father, who was the real-life Pennywise the clown. So then Lily gets scared off. She uses her shard to slice Kirsch's hand as she runs away. Kirsch tries to stop her, but Lily just runs off, and then Lily just bikes away with a bloody handprint on the back of her shirt. Let's see, over at the nightclub, Hank is getting to know Will a lot better because, you know, as a father, he's able to tell that this boy likes my girl. So, I want to get to know you a little bit better. Tell me, what's your favorite movie? And it does seem like Hank has taken a liking to Will. And then we see the end of the episode. Oh yeah. Before that, we also see a scene where a bunch of white guys, they want to find Grogan just because he's a wanted man and there's a bounty for him. But someone in their white posse heard of a little meetup, a little gathering spot for those blacks. Ooh, that's hunting time for these guys, it seems like. Despicable. So, over at the club, Rich and Marge at the bar order a Coke, but even they say it tastes weird. Nah, this isn't that kind of show to spike, to, you know, drug kids. Nah, that stuff has to be spiked. So then, the musicians, turns out the drummer is passed out. So he asks Rich if he can play the drums. And damn, Rich can kill it on the drums. I really felt like I was watching Sinners. Hell, the singer, the white lady who sang for the club, actually kind of looked like Haley Steinfeld herself. So Rich completely ripping it with the drums. Marge kind of seems like she's liking him too. W, brother. So one of the guys is trying to shoot his shots outside with a woman. And then a bunch of cars pull up and it's a bunch of white guys in masks and guns. And that's pretty much the episode. Did I forget anything? Man, I'm kind of not the biggest fan that they're using Pennywise so sparingly. I know it's building up suspense, but damn it, I want to see more Pennywise. He's all I want to see. I want to see more of him. there was the visual nod, I guess, where it made me feel like the moment Halloran came out and was walking towards the nightclub kind of days, it kind of made me think Age of Ultron. Steve Rogers being mind controlled by Scarlet Witch. He turns around and he's back in the 40s, I think? Yeah, the 40s. And Peggy is there with him. Anyway, so welcome to Derry. I'll be honest, this kind of felt like a weaker episode. This episode wasn't as enticing as... It didn't really hook me as much as the previous episodes. It was okay. I just feel like this may have been like the weakest episode so far. There's 2 episodes left this season. So hopefully by the end of the season we get a bad ending and all our main characters die. Why do I say that? It would kind of feel lame if that was not the case. Because we know Pennywise will reappear 27 years later. So unless our characters all move away from Derry and forget all of it, I don't know, that's kind of lame. Or the reason we don't see them in present day is because they all perished very brutally at the mouth of Pennywise. I don't know if season 2 is going to continue the story with these characters, because I think I heard maybe one of the Muschietti say that the show will have several seasons, and each season is going to cover a different period with Pennywise. Then again, we'll have to see. They can only, scrunch so much together in one cycle of 27 years. Like, this show can't go on for, 5 seasons, and you tell me all of it happened in, the 2 months that Pennywise came out of hibernation. Then again, we're led to believe that 8 seasons into The Walking Dead and only 2 years has passed in-universe. They kind of retconned that to make it seem like 3 years has passed in the 8 years of television. But whatever. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. The thing that this guy is actually waiting for me to talk about, that being Chainsaw Man. You know what getting my teeth done also means? It means me delaying talking about Chainsaw Man. Aren't you so excited for that? Aren't you excited to wait weeks for me to continue talking about this show? Because, man, I tell you, it's gonna suck going through the whole process again. No eating, no talking, no gooning. Okay, well, let's start. So after the last episode, where Power killed the sea cucumber devil, we see the aftermath where public safety is cleaning up the mess. Makima is here, and she kind of warns them that, hey, if there's too much of a public disturbance, then that may cause problems for our agency. So you gotta be more careful. You gotta be more more thoughtful in the way you take out devils. Instead of just being as impulsive as Power was when taking down the sea cucumber devil. They try to pit the blame at each other, where Power's just like, hey, I was just following this human's order. It was just like, huh? I didn't tell you to kill that devil, you did that. Don't put the blame on me. Makima, though, she's chill as a sea cucumber, where all she wants is for the two of them to work together and get along. Okay, so now it's nighttime. They're at a bunch of vending machines. Denji gets himself a drink, and all he's thinking about is, man, after all this time, why haven't I gotten myself a feel yet? You know what he wants to feel with his hands. Maybe rub with his thumb tip as well. So a cat walks up next to Power, and she just bends down, pets the cat, carries it. She's just like, I don't like humans. I like cats better. I had a cat myself. I had a pet named Meowie. But a devil took it. And now, I want my cat back. Denji, though, he's just like, caring that much for a cat? Lame. So if it was a dog, kind of like my beloved Pochita, then I could understand. And Power, well, this just makes her not a fan of humans all the more. Because Denji's just like, so that's your goal. You want to get your beloved pet back, your Meowie. Me, on the other hand, I'm just doing this so I can get my hands on some boobs. So, Power gives him an offer. How about I let you caress my breasts if you help me get my Meowie back? And then, damn, Denji switched up on the spot. He suddenly cared for the cat as if he was John Wick. Instantly shifting, being like, I will save that cat. If it takes my life, I will rescue that cat so that I can get my hands on your titties. This man, I tell you. Look, I can respect the hustle, but like this guy, that's all this guy cares about. Once again, I can't fault him too much. The man like titties. I smell him on this. I smell the vision. But like, that's all he thinks about. All of it. That's the only thing he has on his mind. Boobs. It's like, geez, is he in his teenage phase? All he cares about are tits? We see Makima kinda answer towards a council. Again, what is it with public safety and their office building being completely empty? Everything's barren. It's just big empty rooms with chairs and desks. No decorations on the wall, no filing cabinets. I thought this thing was an agency. Everything is hollow inside. Like, not a damn soul interacts in there. Because there's nothing resembling life taking place here. And also, why does this concept seem so familiar to me? I can't put my finger on it. Why does this concept of an agency having fighters go out to fight creatures, why does this concept feel so familiar to me? I feel like I've seen this concept before. I just can't remember where. So anyways, Makima's answering to a council who questions her about, hey, how's that project of yours going? That secret division where you have skilled individuals take down devils. Oh, it's going good. We have what you call a bloodhound now, whatever she said, and then we've just picked up a new puppy. It is your job, Makima, to train these dogs to be hunters, to be predators. And remember, they're devils. You have a job to do. Don't get too attached. So, Makima driving along... Actually, no. Makima in the back seat while... What was his name again? Shit. The dude from the last episode whose balls went to heaven. What was his name again? Hayakawa, there it is. Hayakawa questions why Makima thinks Denji is interesting to begin with. So Makima kind of breaks it down to where a devil can be pretty much based off of anything. But the more fear of what the devil takes form of, the more power it has. Damn, kind of sounds like Pennywise, doesn't it? So she gave an example. A coffee... Did I say demon? A coffee devil. Well, probably not that scary. So probably wouldn't be that strong. But a car devil, the fear of running you over, killing you on the spot, that would probably be more dangerous, more powerful, because of the fear associated to it. And Denji can turn into a chainsaw devil. So yes, he is rather interesting. At some point in this episode, I forget exactly when, Denji tells Power about the fact that he had a pet devil, Pachita, who... Oh wait, no, it was in the subway car. That's right. While, you know, they kind of made a deal where Denji can grab some sweet, sweet titties if he helps... if he helps Power get Meowie back. Denji reveals to Power that he had a pet devil, Pachita, who sacrificed himself so that Denji can be alive, but Pachita's still alive in him. And Power basically just said he's coping. Because you know damn well he's dead. He gave up his life for yours. Coping ass human. Alright, so Power takes Denji all the way out to the middle of nowhere where a dinky little broken down house is, all by itself. This setting alone already raises a lot of suspicions. I feel like Granny is about to come out that door. Even Denji senses something is off because of things, inconsistencies with what Power has said. So as if it was a samurai duel, they both strike, but Denji loses that duel. He gets hit on the noggin. Power drags him into the house, where she plans to offer him to the Batman. I mean, the Bat Devil. The Bat Devil held up in this house in the middle of nowhere. Gee! An abandoned, decrepit-looking house in the middle of nowhere. No way a devil would be in that house, am I right? Any sane person would absolutely choose to go in there. Not a chance a devil would be in there. Anyway, so she had a deal with the devil, literally. To get her Meowie back, she needed to bring a human to the Bat Devil. Because the Bat Devil is missing an arm and needs blood to heal. He squeezes Denji until blood comes out of his mouth, drinks it, and calls his blood disgusting. But it's enough. It's enough to heal his arm to now where the Bat Devil has enough strength to fly and wreak havoc among the population. Power's just like, hold on. I held up my end of the bargain. I brought you a human. Where's my beloved Meowie? So the Bat Devil's like, oh yes. Yes, you did bring me a human, but I haven't punished you yet for bringing me a disgusting human, did I? And then he proceeds to eat Meowie, even in the cage. Poor cat, you know? And then we see a flashback to Power's backstory with Meowie. We see Power completely naked the entire time in the flashback. Too bad we don't get to see any details. She sees this very malnourished cat, and Power plans to, kind of like a witch, fatten the cat up so that she can eat it. So she milks a cow, gives the cat a bowl of milk. Where'd you get the bowl from? And we also see her, she killed the cow. But oh no, she's grown a bond with Meowie. She is naked on a rooftop with Meowie just lying on her. But then the Bat Devil shows up, picks up the cat, and is just like, you want your cat back? Bring me a human. That's pretty much the flashback. So, now Power knows how Denji feels about losing his pet. She kind of, on the spot, loses the will to live, as if she was Jessie watching Sam be torn apart by walkers. So the Bat Devil picks her up and swallows her whole paws. Alright, Power's dead. She's dead. She's eaten. She's off the show. There's no way she'll continue being on the show, right? She's dead. The character's gone. We saw the death happen on screen. There's no way she'll return. She's dead. She's gone forever. We saw the death on screen. Power's gone. We're never gonna see her again. There's no chance she'll reappear in any future episodes. Okay, so now that the Bat Devil has enough strength, he is gonna go feast on some humans. He is first going to gain more strength by feeding on some children blood. Really sounds like Pennywise. And then he said like, and then I'll enjoy myself a virgin. I'll have myself a beefy man for main course, and then maybe I'll consume a pregnant woman. So as the Bat Devil flies away, Denji grabs on, and then, you know, he's just like, when am I ever gonna get a feel? So he pulls his chest cord while reflecting back on his time with Pochita. Man, he breaks my heart more and more that Pochita's no longer here. A flashback to where young Denji couldn't find Pochita, searched around the city fearing that Pochita was eaten by a devil, comes back to his little shed where Pochita was in the corner crying, and then they fell asleep together. Oh, heartwarming, beautiful, soul-crushing that Pochita's not here anymore. Damn you, Chainsaw Man, why you tugging my heartstrings this early? This is only episode 3! What's the movie gonna be like? Oh yeah, there was also a line where as Power and Denji were heading towards the house, Denji was just like, man, I hope I don't need to chainsaw up again, because I don't want to go through all that blood loss again. Power's just like, chainsaw? What do you mean? Oh, I can turn into a chainsaw devil. Oh, humans are so weird. Man, that one line alone, I knew Denji was gonna chainsaw up. I didn't expect it to be this way. I kind of thought Denji would indeed chainsaw up in this episode to prove to Power, hey, I'm not spewing nonsense. I really can turn into a chainsaw devil. clearly the episode didn't play out the way I thought it would. Because Denji... no, Power got eaten, so she couldn't even see Denji morph. Damn you, why'd you send me a gif of Pachita crying? I hate you! Why you do this to me? Man, I am 3 years behind on Pachita merch. What? And I'm also 3 years behind on waifu figures in this show. What? Totally not gonna browse around later. Ahem. So then, Denji, chainsawed up, fights the Bat Devil across the streets. Public safety, more like public collateral damage. Because there's a lot of collateral damage. Blah, blah, blah. They fight. Amazing animation. The Bat Devil throws a car at Denji with a guy still in it. The Bat Devil's just like, why you protect humans if you're a devil? Oh yeah, while the car was flying towards Denji retracted his chainsaws in his arms, and even he was surprised he could do that. But Denji's just like, I don't care about saving this guy. So what he does is he throws the car back. Yada yada yada. So Denji being chainsawed up doesn't slice the devil initially. Denji instead just punches the Bat Devil multiple times instead of going for slashes and cuts. I don't know, it isn't until the final blow where he guts this thing that he finally uses his blades. Well, he also cuts off the other arm. But like, Denji is punching this thing, why aren't you using the blades on your arms? You literally have Leaf Blade at your disposal, just without the leaf. Anyway, so yeah, long story short, Denji kills the, wait, that guy is plot relevant? Is he now? The guy in the car? We'll see. But yeah, long story short, Denji kills the Bat Devil. End of episode. The Bat Devil gets gutted. Ain't no way Power's going to emerge out of his guts, right? We saw Power die. So there's no way she'll return as a main character. Right? She's dead. We saw the death happen on screen. I mean, hell, the Bat Devil swallowed her whole paws. It's not like the Bat Devil bit her in half, consumed her spinal fluid, and then, you know, Titan shifters. Man, I really can't believe Denji switched up on the spot so fast. If it means a nice little grip on them things, he immediately John Wicked up and is just like, instead of dogs are family, cats are family. Let's get this son of a bitch. You know, a lot of people, they switch up for money. But no, this guy, all he wants is some sweet, sweet fangs. The milkers. And once again, maybe I'm just a degen myself. I smell him on this. But not to his level. Damn, poor Hayakawa has to work with a guy like this, where all he has on his mind are boobs all the time. Well, at least Denji knows boundaries. He doesn't just go for the kill right away, if you know what I mean. He doesn't immediately just take what he wants. He at least knows boundaries. So that's good. Bro's just saying the quiet part out loud is all. That's right. That's right. We as humans don't like the truth. We as humans get offended by the truth. I'm sure Power would think that would be something strange about us filthy flesh bags if she were still alive. You know, I can't help but think. So, Power is the blood devil, as revealed in this episode. But, pushing Power aside, I'm very curious who this person was before Power took over the body. Like, the person we're seeing right now is a dead corpse being inhabited by a blood devil. So I'm very curious who this person was beforehand. Are we ever going to learn that? Unknown. Is it plot relevant? Probably not. Nope. Just straight up, no. So anyways, I can see visually what's so appealing about this show now, as if I didn't see already. Man, who gives a shit about the plot? We got chicks in this show. Ah, yes, the debate that I am years late to. Because right now, we've moved on. We've moved on to Blonde Blazer versus Invisigal. I'm only now joining the debate between Makima versus Power. On one hand, you have cool, calm, collected, and hot. The other, you have crazy. Very hard to choose indeed. Man, I'm sure you guys have seen the memes. Right now, the debate between Blonde Blazer and Invisigal be like, and it's just the debate in Oppenheimer. Was that what it's like? What it was like 3 years ago? Was it akin to the Oppenheimer debate when this show was first coming out? Still haven't met Best Girl. Oh, at this point, don't add any more. I can only goon so much. What? Nah, man, it's all about... I don't even know who that is. I am not even gonna bother pronouncing that name until I hear how it's said. I don't know, is she the girl with the eye patch? I've seen her, I don't know who she is, or when she comes in. I clearly know nothing else. God damn it, I got a goddamn procedure tomorrow! Fuck! Oh. From Dispatch. Would you believe I still haven't played the game? I haven't found time. I haven't really seen anything from the game yet, because I'm trying to stay unspoiled. But I just don't have the time to play it. I swear to God, I'm gonna be 3 years late to dispatch and be like, yes, now I can finally join the debate. Oh, we've already moved on as a society. You know, I kind of wonder, so far, we're only 3 episodes in, so far, I wonder what the plot of the season even is. Because there's, so far, no overarching plot, besides Denji joins Secret Service. Secret Service. Denji joins Public Safety. He meets new characters, and he does his job fighting devils. So I don't see any season-wide story just yet. Then again, I'm only 3 episodes in. The only story-long season I can see so far is Denji touching some boobs. Will our main character achieve his goal? Find out next time. As the journey continues. A goddamn to be continued in the bottom corner. Not the meme. Is there anything I missed from this episode? So, a blood devil having taken over the body of a dead girl and is completely unhinged and crazy. Yeah, I can work with that. I see no problems here. No problems whatsoever. Okay, let's move on. Now, let's talk about Sandman. Another pretty good episode. I feel like the episode before this one was even better, but this one, it's still relatively good. So, I gotta pull this episode up just because characters' names. Alright, so this episode has to tell us who Dream decides to give the key to hell. So we open up with more of Azazel tempting Dream to give him back the key, or give him the key. Azazel really is impatient. You know, holding Nada hostage, and then even walking up the stairs to where Dream's throne is. But, you know, Dream isn't gonna take the disrespect, certainly not in his realm. But now Dream has a lot to consider. Because this is the key to hell. It's a big decision, an impossible decision. Dream has a couple of candidates in mind. But now, does he choose what's right by picking the best candidate? Or does he choose self-purpose and giving it to Azazel so that he can free Nada? Lucien asks him, why not give it to Azazel? The demons have no home without hell, and it was their home before, so why not give it to Azazel? Dream knows that Azazel's ambitions reach way more than just hell. Hell would just be one place that Azazel desires to rule. He will spread his desire to rule to other realms, including dreams. So while it is tempting to give Azazel the key, it's not an option, because Azazel, holding the key to hell, will eventually attack. So Dream has a big decision. So, while all of the gods rest for the night, as Dream decides, well, we hear that Cluracan is in the next room banging some guy, to where his sister, Nala, really can't fall asleep, so she goes for a walk inside of Dream's palace. A beautiful palace, might I add. Repetitious Cremation V. What a name. So because Nala is not able to sleep, Dream greets her. They discuss just how impossible of a task it is for Dream to decide who to give the key to. To where Nala reveals that she's seen Dream do the impossible before. Kinda like with, you know, the king and queen of the realm known as Fairy. I didn't mention that in the last episode. I didn't think it would be really important, but clearly not. Because in this episode, we see the residents of Fairy. So the backstory goes that Dream was in good favors with the king and queen of Fairy, King Oberon and Queen Titania. But then the relationship soured to the point where Dream was banned from going to Fairy. But then Dream, he fixed the relationship. So then we flash back to, what was it? What's it say here? We flash back to the 23rd of June, 1593. The Sussex Downs, or Sussex, the Sussex Downs, England, where he asked none other than William Shakespeare to write a play for him. So Shakespeare's play, he claims, is his best work ever. Damn, I gotta say, Dream can really rock the long hair. I really wish I had luscious locks like that. But getting the haircut today really shows off how patchy my head is. Whatever. It is what it is. So Dream asks his friend Wendell to open the door for the residents of Fairy to show up, and it's the geoglyph on the mountainside. How crazy is that? So the door to Fairy opens, and the residents of Fairy come over. King Oberon, Queen Titania, and all of the other residents of Fairy. they came to Earth to watch a play. So inside the tent being decorated with lights and a stage, it kind of looks like they filmed this inside of a rainforest cafe. So they sit and watch the play. The king and queen question Dream, hey, why did you invite us? You will see. You'll see. So one of the residents of Fairy, what's his name? Oh, what was his name? I don't know, he's kind of, jumpy, I guess. So during the play, there's an interval, and then this person... What was his name? Robin Goodfellow, that's right. I'm so sloppy with this. Robin Goodfellow knocks out the person who plays him in the play, portrays him in the play, and then he takes the mask himself so that he can hide the fact that he's now in the play. So the purpose of this is so that Dream can show the king and queen the play written about them, so that humanity will remember the names of the king and queen of Fairy for as long as this age will last. Whether or not the play depicts things that are true or not, that doesn't matter, because their names will be remembered. And that pleases the king and queen, so now they're friends again with Dream. Anyways, flashback over. Now Dream has made his decision. It is the sunrise. Dream greets all of his guests, and one by one, pretty much tells them, I'm not giving it to you. And he makes it seem like he's about to give it to them. But, yeah, one by one, he does not give it to any of them. He first approaches... Shit, what was her brother's name again? He basically tells them that, sorry, tell your king and queen that hell will not remain empty like they wanted. He does not give it to Azazel and the demons. He does not give it to Lord Kilderkin. He does not give it to Chaos herself. Dream claims that he wants to give it to someone who will do the realm favors, justice, instead of their own purpose. It almost seems like he's going to give it to Lord Susano, you know, son of Izanagi, because he was heading towards him. But no. Instead, he calls down the angels Remiel and Duma, and basically gives the key to hell back to heaven, back to God. I don't know, that's a pretty boss move, and everyone's pissed off. Well, I don't want to say pissed off, everyone's disappointed. Azazel is pissed off, though. Because now Azazel threatens to tear apart Nada's soul right in front of him. So Dream offers to, I kind of guess, fight. Where if Dream is able to free Nada from Azazel, instead Dream will take his place. So exactly that happens. Dream frees Nada, but then takes Nada's place as Azazel's prisoner. Azazel gloats in victory for a moment. He's like, oh, Dream Lord, your realm is now my realm. But the dumbass failed to remember that he is in Dream's realm, his palace, where anything Dream wills will happen. So Dream being consumed by a demon here? Ha! Not gonna happen. So Dream traps Azazel and basically just leaves him be. So, Nada is freed. Dream is very eager to see her, but she needs rest. So Dream sees off all of his guests, one by one. Kilderkin actually respects Dream for his decision. Chaos reveals, oh, she didn't want hell, she just wanted the demons not to have it. So she doesn't really care. The actual demons of hell question what Dream is going to do with Azazel, and he's just like, nothing. I will simply give him time to reflect. We see Thor carry Loki out, tied up as well. Loki really not wanting to go, because remember, they pulled Loki out of whatever hole he was trapped in, like literally, to make it here. So Loki is tied up and getting ready to be trapped again. Odin, before leaving, actually ends off with good terms with Dream. But a deal would have been a deal, and no deal means no deal. So Dream does not tell... Wait, what? So Odin does not tell Dream the information he heard about where his brother might be. So Clarikin and Nala are about to leave, but then Clarikin's just like, oh, I thought you knew. Come here, sister, let me tell you. You will not be coming with me. You are a gift for him. Damn dick move, leaving your own sister behind in a whole different realm. But Nala decides, you know what? Maybe it is better if I stay here. What's the alternative? Going back to a realm where my queen and my own brother are willing to give me away as a gift? Dream, however, is very respectful. Welcomes Nala here with open arms. Well, he doesn't hug her. Gives her a very warm welcome to where he's just like, in my realm, you do not need to wear all of your jewelry and whatnot. You know, which is kind of like a requirement in the realm of fairy, I suppose. So Nala removes all of her jewelry. She even lets her hair down. She even talks in her regular voice. You know, her American accent. She can drop her British accent now. However, there's still one guest that has not left yet. Lord Susano is, for some reason, wandering around. However, Dream knows that it's Loki. Loki does not want to go back, because if he does go back, Odin will imprison him again. So, he made himself look like Susano. He made Susano look like him. So Thor is about to imprison the wrong god. Loki pleads, like, please, you cannot let me go back. Dream's like, but I also cannot let Lord Susano be imprisoned in your place. I could create an image of you to be imprisoned so that you and Lord Susano can be free. However, in doing so, you will be in my debt. Do you understand? Loki reluctantly agrees. So now Loki has made a deal with the King of Dreams. So Loki is in Dream's debt. Gee, sounds like Hazbin Hotel, doesn't it? They made a deal and now one of them is in debt. Must do whatever the other asks. Oh, I'm sure this will come up at some point. What Dream decides to have Loki do, because at the moment he has nothing for him to do. No favors to ask upon just yet. So Dream, he walks up on a very rocky beach to meet with someone. He meets with none other than Lucifer. Lucifer looks much better with her hair down, by the way. And she did say that perhaps she will go to a beach and just enjoy life. Dream came to pretty much gloat the fact that he gave the key back to God. Lucifer's just like, huh, why didn't I think of that? So, Dream bids Lucifer farewell and returns back to his realm, where he prepares a dinner to speak with Nada. Nada is rightfully pretty upset at Dream. Dream asks if she's hungry, but Nada's just like, I was for the first couple of 100 years. But then it started not being as important to me because I'm dead. I don't have a living body anymore. So hunger just doesn't mean anything anymore. So Dream, albeit very badly, like, come on, bro, honestly? That attempt was pathetic. Dream very poorly attempts to apologize to Nada, because he only now sees the error of his race for imprisoning her in hell for 10,000 years. Nada explains how horrible it was in hell. She was... what's the opposite of burned, you know? With cold. But regardless, she was burned, tortured, glass cut her skin, hunger. It was bad for her in hell. And for 10,000 years. All because she fell for the King of Dreams. Dream, yeah, he did a really shitty job apologizing. Like, a god-awful job. To where Dream couldn't even look at her. But Nada's just like, look at me. Look at me. She stands up, walks to him, and slaps him across the face. That actually angers him. Because he's just like, you struck me. No one may struck me. Dream almost threatens her, but then she's just like, what will you do to me this time, Dream Lord? Imprison me in hell again? So Dream realizes he's kind of cornered. Nada may be one of the only beings, the only mortal to ever strike the King of Dreams. And Dream, yeah, he's cornered. He almost threatens her, but then realizes there's nothing worse he can do to her. He already did. He already imprisoned her in hell for 10,000 years. There's nothing worse he can do to her. So Nada, she decides what she wants to do with her life. What she wants to do moving on. So what Nada decides is she wants to return to Earth and see what the mortal world is like. You know, 10,000 years later, she wants to see what the mortal world is like now. Dream offers to accompany her because he claims it's treacherous there. You know, more treacherous than hell? As she questions. Dream says, I love you to her, but she's just like, no, you don't love me. No one who could love me could do what you did to me. Imprison me for 10,000 years in hell. Nada believes that Dream doesn't love her. He merely loves what he cannot have. That's not love. That's desire. Even Dream's just like, desire? That's kind of suspect, because we know desire pulled the strings throughout all of Season 1. But Dream says once again, I love you to Nada, but she just straight up says back, I don't love you. And then she walks away. So Dream is now in shock. He has nothing to say. He just stands there and watches Nada walk out the door. You can already tell something has shifted, because you see outside the windows, lightning flashes, the whole room gets dark. You see Dream shrouded in shadow, only his eyes light up, and the lightning lighting up his face. This may be the first time, truly, that Dream has had his heart broken. Sure, he had his heart broken 10,000 years ago when Nada chose service over him, and he was heartbroken to the point he banished her to hell. But now, having the one being, the one mortal he loves, all this time tell him, I don't love you, I think this is the first time Dream has had his heart broken in the eons he's existed. Surely that cannot spell anything good for Dreams. And that's the episode. I love the visuals whenever Dream is completely covered in shadow and only his eyes light up. We only got to see that briefly in Season 1 when he finally escaped his imprisonment. But goddamn, this visual is so cool. His entire figure is blacked out and you only see his eyes glow. So, there you go. This episode, Dream finally decided who he's going to give the key of hell to. He gave it back to God. I wonder if for the rest of the season, or maybe not the rest of the season, the next couple of episodes, we'll see Dream cope with his broken heart. I'm very curious, what kind of bad things would that spell for Dreams? Will people just have nonstop nightmares now? Will everyone in the world suddenly just stop dreaming? It's not just unconscious dreams, it's also dreams for, like, goals. Dreams as in fantasies, too. I wonder what kind of ruin that would spell for all of Dreams. Alright, we got one more episode to talk about, and then I'll see you guys in maybe a couple weeks when I recover. I can't believe I have to go through that shit again. Again. Sometimes I ask myself, what did I do to deserve this? But then I have to remember, you did a lot. You did a lot. You absolutely deserve this. So I'm gonna drink plenty of water tonight, just because tomorrow, no water for me. And it's gonna be pretty hard to drink water too. Fucking hell, I gotta go through this shit again! why couldn't humanity have evolved to where wisdom teeth just don't happen anymore? You know? Theory points to the fact that humans may have had a tail once, but not anymore. We have a tailbone, but not a tail anymore. It's like, why haven't we evolved yet to the point where wisdom teeth just isn't a thing anymore? Oops, did I hit the screen? Hold on, let me plug my phone in real quick. Oops. Damn, it was so nicely aligned too. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to cut my nails. I need to cut my fingernails and my toenails tonight before the operation tomorrow. Just because, well, I'm not going to have any strength to do so for the next couple days. So just take all precautions and just get everything ready so that I don't have to... I have to worry about the least amount of things when I'm recovering. God fucking damn it! This is not how I thought the year would end for me. Last time it took me like a month before I was able to eat solid food again. And once again, I'm paying so much money to be put asleep for an operation that'll take like 20 minutes. You know, I remember the last time I did this. Because they need to stick an IV into you, I'm just like, hell no. Please put that into me after I'm asleep. And they did. Ugh, I can easily start hyperventilating just thinking about being poked with a needle. So let's not think about that. Let's distract me. Let's make my mind move away from the topic by talking about Dead Boy Detectives. So episode 2. Episode 2. So I didn't know if... I didn't mention this in the first episode because I didn't think it would be important, but apparently it is. The character who lives across from Crystal in the first episode, she had very bright, colorful pink rainbows showing up in front of her or above her. I didn't really think anything of it, but this episode focuses on that. So anyways, this episode... the detectives are trying to leave, but a cat stands before them and says, "You're not going anywhere." The Cat King wishes to see you. So, Edwin, he stands before the Cat King, who is pissed at him. A bunch of cats surround him, so they know this is serious. You know, it's kind of funny, the implication of the importance of cats in this universe. Because Season 1 of Sandman, we did see an episode, a bonus episode, completely dedicated to cats. So anyways, Edwin goes to see the Cat King, who at first is a cat, but then turns humanoid. Anyway, so the Cat King takes Edwin, just Edwin, separates Edwin, isolates him. So the Cat King only talks to Edwin. The Cat King is a little bit freaky. Kinda shows interest in Edwin, but also asks, Edwin, what are you and your friend? Are you just best friends? Are you something else? We do know that one of them is gay. I kind of forgot which one it was. We do know that one of the dead boy detectives has feelings for the other. I forgot which one it was. It kind of now is implied it's Edwin who's interested in Charles. I kind of thought it would be the other way around. You know, I kind of thought I'll be honest, rather gay-looking broccoli hair character would be interested in the other, but no. Aside from asking Edwin that, the Cat King also gets a little bit too close to Edwin and seems like he's interested in Edwin. Disgusting. Anyway, so the Cat King puts kind of a caging spell on Edwin. Edwin now cannot leave this town unless he counts every cat in the city, which is very difficult to do. Anyway, so now the dead boys are kind of trapped here. The postman also shows up to give them mail here. It's a detail more important for later. But yeah, now they also have cases here. Crystal sees the girl next door, Nico. She sees more of the rainbows shit, and then Nico passes out. So it sounds like a case for the dead boys. They go and meet this man who claims to be a walrus, turned into man and is trapped on land now, which, you know what? This is the DC universe, I guess. I'm more inclined to believe him than to not believe him. They came to this guy looking for stuff. Kind of don't remember. They came here looking for like an enchanted jar, which will be important later. So, after the dead boys leave, what was this character's name again? The witch from the first episode shows up. Esther! That's it, Esther. Esther shows up, hears that the boys are trapped in town, and vows revenge. Anyway, so Crystal wants to help Nico, but they need more information on what's wrong with her. So they need to go back to London to get their books to research what's wrong with Nico. But because Edwin, you know, the smart one, he can't leave the town, so he kind of just can only travel so far into a mirror. Now, I just kind of question why they don't just move the mirror. Because Edwin needs to guide Charles to pick the right book from across the room, but like, why didn't they just move the mirror so that Edwin can be closer to the books and search for himself? Whatever. So, Yeah, Charles and Edwin, they find out what's wrong with Nico. She is being possessed, taken over by dandelion sprites. Yes, you heard me right, dandelion sprites. They take over a body, they weaken the host, and then the final result is imminent explosion. The dandelion sprites need to leave the body somehow, and they kind of just burst open the body, Thanos style. Alright, so Crystal and Nico, they talk about being lost in the world, and they bond over that. They become fast friends. Nico passes out again. The boys, they tell Crystal what's wrong with her, so they need to help her. Because Nico woke up and heard Crystal talking, but sees no one, she kind of needs to explain that, like, just trust me, I need to, I'm trying to help. I can see friends, like, I have friends, I'm a psychic, I can see them, you just have to bear with me. They're gonna ask you some questions. So Nico reveals that she was walking down a forest at one point, saw a shrine, and then blacked out. That's how she got infected. So the dead boys, they need to go to that shrine to see if there's anything to help Nico. It also seems like Nico, she kind of isn't in control all the time. She steps out to the butcher shop where the pink clouds actually show up and everyone sees it. It's not just Crystal who sees it. The Afterlife Lost and Found also has information on these two. Reminds me of the TVA, I'll be honest. We also find out that Edwin died much sooner than Charles did. Edwin died in Wait, did I get that wrong? No, it was Charles, wasn't it? Anyways, no, I was wrong. So Edwin is the one. No, it is right. Edwin died in 1916. A ritual, a sacrifice ritual. He was trapped in hell for what, 70 years? But then he escaped. It's just like, him escape hell? That's possible? But yeah, Edwin died in 1918, I think. And Charles died in 1989, so there is a big gap difference between the two. Anyway, so Charles and Edwin, they go to the woods, they find the shrine. They find a vase, and also the inscriptions on the shrine tell them that, you know, the dandelion sprites need to be contained in a sacred vessel. They find a vase, thinking that would be it. But then the moment they touch it, all of the dead skeletons on the floor start rising up. And Charles drops the vase, breaking it. So instead they collect what was inside the vase to just have for now. Figure it out later. So Charles comes up with a makeshift idea. Hey, an enchanted jar. Let's just put the stuff from inside the sacred vase, and let's hope that a replacement works. Now all they need to do is lure out the dandelion sprite and trap it in the jar. So, because Nico is about to burst and die, Crystal offers herself. She offers herself because she's a psychic medium. She can... because she's a psychic, by the way, the dandelion sprites feed off attention. Because she's a psychic medium, she can see the dead So the dandelion sprites can feed on the living's attention and the dead. So the dandelion sprites leave Nico's body, and they're tiny. They're tiny people that kind of look like, I don't know, they kind of give me like leprechaun vibes. So they begin to jump towards Crystal. But then Charles catches them in the enchanted jar at the last moment. And I gotta say, these two dandelion sprites are very rude. Very not nice. So now the case is closed. Nico is actually able to see them now because she had a near-death experience. Her hair color also changed. So Nico can also see the dead boys. Seems like Nico has joined the team. However, the postman shows up, revealing that, hey, there's a whole lineup of ghosts outside waiting for your guys' service. Because news broke out that the dead boys are here, and they also have a psychic medium with them now on the team. Anyways, the end of the episode, Esther the Witch plots her revenge against the boys by brutally tearing apart her crow, Monty, in a ritual to turn her crow into a human to get revenge. And there you go, that's pretty much the episode. It's a weird show. Hell, remember, it was a spin-off from Doom Patrol, which was already a pretty weird show. If anything, this show is rather tame in comparison to Doom Patrol. Would you believe? Anyways, that's all the shows I have to talk about for today. So, I'll talk about more shows after I'm done recovering. I need to pee really badly, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. 5 more minutes of this, and then I'll continue the shiny hunts when I'm back. Don't worry about what that was. Oh yeah, new Mega Pokemon's gonna be revealed tomorrow. So you either get the shiny this stream or wait till next year, pretty much. I still got 3 more hunts after this. Don't forget that. I did not think this hunt would take so long. It took 4 months to get Giratina. I'll do one last reset, or one last encounter. And then that'll be it for the next little while. Well, shiny Cresselia is gonna have to wait. I'll see you guys when I have recovered. Till then, take care of yourselves.